Welcome back to the Comfy Chairs, a podcast from 123 Limited. This is your host, Kate. Today's episode is a comfyHQ installment, and we're talking about the kinds of leadership tasks that define the day-to-day experience for your team. Things like how you communicate clearly and kindly, how you run your meetings, and how you show up for one-on-ones without burning out or phoning it in. These moments don't always get the spotlight, but they shape everything. Your relationships, your effectiveness, and your team's trust in you. So today I'm sharing 3 questions and offering frameworks, mindset shifts, and a few gentle challenges that might help you rethink how you show up in the room, virtual or otherwise. What are the key elements of effective communication in leadership? Communication and leadership are the peanut butter and jelly of the workplace. They are meant for each other. But communication covers so very many topics, skills, and practices, it can get overcomplicated fast. So for this moment, I want to focus on the idea of events and challenges and some important mindsets. Together, these will help you build an effective communication practice. Let's start with events and challenges. I feel that they provide us with a structure in which to apply the key mindsets. In my experience, almost every communication moment can be traced back to one of 2 things: a recurring event or a new challenge. What do you talk about most often with your team? When and where do you communicate with your team most often? These topics represent communication events, what you discuss, and in what settings. Understanding the frequent events for communication that you face means that you can prepare and practice. I even recommend imagining the infrequent events to help you respond in the moment rather than being blindsided. Common events include scheduling, assignments, changes, all the minutiae of daily operations, while less common events could involve the loss of a coworker or a major organizational change. Whether frequent or rare, these events often occur in regular staff meetings, at the coffee machine, through email, or in the many other formal or informal moments you have with your team. What exactly makes talking about these topics hard? This question lets you articulate and consider the communication challenges you face, currently and potentially. Not only does naming something like a challenge give you power, it gives you language to address the challenge directly and boldly when necessary. Take an unexpected change that has been mandated for immediate implementation. Instead of approaching the communication event with the bare facts and "I know change is hard" mantra, reflect on what is difficult about this particular change: the timing, the extra work, the perceived lack of control. By considering the difficulties beforehand, you give yourself time to process and prepare for your responses. This type of reflection and intention is an essential element of leadership and communication. Additionally, there are 3 key mindsets that can govern your decisions and contribute to being an effective communicator. When I think of the thousands of communication events I've encountered in my career, these mindsets are universally appropriate and useful. Number 1, I will strive to be clear. Clear communication avoids interpretation or opinionating. When planning clear communication, choose simple, understandable language and familiar terms, and prioritize brevity, logic, and organization. Just one example of this is the choice of use instead of utilize. Simple is best. Number 2, I am committed to being direct. Direct communication isn't about being blunt. It is communication that connects directly to the information your team needs and clarifies priorities and expectations. It is first and foremost relevant while being respectful, precise, and truthful. And mindset number 3, above all, I will be kind. Kind communication is an observable demonstration of being clear and direct. When you deliver kind communication, your voice and presence reflect kindness. You choose the appropriate time and place for sharing the message. Kind communicators model empathy, mindfulness, intentionality, awareness, and courage. With these mindsets guiding you, you can plan clear messages, stay directly connected to your purpose, and speak with a kind presence to communicate during any event or challenge that may come your way. What's the secret to running meetings people don't dread? I have a theory that there are essentially 3 reasons to meet. Meetings for the sake of meeting, because sometimes it's important for teammates to spend time together and be in a setting away from day-to-day work. You can impact team relationships with less formal meetings. However, this type of meeting should be used sparingly. Then we have meetings to share information. If your intent in scheduling a meeting is to share information, ask yourself if you can use another avenue to accomplish this. An email, a text, a quick video message. If in-person information sharing is needed due to the nature, sensitivity, or complexity of the content, by all means, schedule a meeting, but do so with intentionality. Then we have meetings to do work. This is the primary and best function of a meeting, to make decisions or produce a work product. The majority of your meetings should be called for this purpose, and these meetings should always have clear, defined outcomes. Assessing your current slate of meetings against these 3 purposes and adjusting accordingly can go a long way to making things better. Anytime you can make the purpose of a meeting clear to people, it'll make it easier for them to engage and participate. Once the purpose is known, your next tool is preparation. Before any meeting, consider and prepare the following. Your agenda. Effective meetings have agendas. Effective agendas have clear time allocations, responsibilities, and let the participants know what the meeting's objectives and desired outcomes are. Prepare your meeting agenda using a standard format and share it with participants before the meeting. The participants. Ask yourself, are the right people invited? You may discover that you have missed a vital participant whose expertise and contributions will be missed. You may also discover that you've invited individuals who do not need to attend. So gift back their time to them if their presence will not forward the work of the team. Prepare the location. Pick the right room or platform for the purpose of your meeting at the right site. Consider who is joining you and from where. If you're in person, determine if you need, say, audiovisual equipment. Do you need to use polls or other virtual tools? Ask the right questions, especially the obvious ones, to ensure your meeting environment supports your purpose. Pre-work. Do your meeting attendees need to read an article or prepare a report before coming to the meeting? Share that information with enough lead time for people to complete the pre-work. Additionally, the best practice, the best etiquette, is to send your agenda prior to your meeting so that participants are informed and ready to contribute. Beyond preparation, there are simple practices during any meeting that will move the work forward smoothly. Confirm the meeting objective. When you call the meeting to order, take the time to state the meeting's objective, why you're together, and what you plan to accomplish. Use the agenda. The agenda is your plan and roadmap, so use it. Review it at the start of the meeting, and if the meeting gets off track, the agenda is your tool to bring everyone back to the work. Outline roles and responsibilities. Make certain everyone knows why they've been included and what they are expected to contribute. Don't assume when someone accepts a meeting invitation that it's clear why they've been asked to attend. Stay on time and on task. One of your responsibilities when running a meeting is to keep on time and on task. People's time is valuable and you have work to do. Take the time at the end of each meeting to debrief. Spend 5 minutes at the conclusion of your work to review it. What was accomplished? Did it go well? What could the team do differently? Debriefing what you did and how you did it together is one key way to build your team. Be explicit about the team's next steps. Before ending the meeting, state what work is to be done next and get everyone's agreement. This can mean outlining assignments to be done between meetings, follow-up information that you will send, or simply confirming the date of your next meeting. Once the meeting is concluded, there are practical considerations that will pay dividends for future meetings. These practicalities include managing your notes. Taking time after each meeting to manage or organize your notes and materials will save you time in the long run and ensure that you are prepared for the next meeting or any follow-up work you have to do. Sending any follow-up materials. Using your notes, be sure to send follow-up and communicate any additional information based on the work accomplished in the meeting. Let's round things out with participation. Despite being the person running the meeting, you should not treat the time as yours to monologue. Invite others to present and speak. 2 tactics that will help make this easier for everyone are to establish team norms and to devote time to discussing the team as a team. Let me explain a little about both. Setting team norms is a way to make it known and knowable to everyone how the team behaves with each other. It involves naming the actions you're all committed to doing or to not doing. This can include things like we use email to send information and Slack for short Q&A, or we avoid interrupting each other in meetings. Norms serve as a kind of social contract for what your employees can expect from and owe to each other. It's easy to lose sight of thinking of the team in terms of relationship. Work priorities can overshadow how important the interpersonal interactions of a team are. But meetings offer you an opportunity to think and talk about this. Emotionally intelligent teams talk about how they work together in addition to what they work on together. Weaving this into meeting time will create connections and pull the team together in ways that could make meetings surprisingly enjoyable. Purpose, preparation, practices, practicalities, and participation. It's not a secret formula, but these will help you be a steward of your team's time, use meetings to their full potential, and make the work of running meetings easier for you. How can I stay present and engaged in one-on-ones instead of rushing through them? Like all leadership responsibilities, you can perform at your best in one-on-one meetings by relying on awareness and purpose. Engage your self-awareness before, during, and after these meetings to stay present and engaged. Before a meeting begins, ask yourself, what could prevent me from being present? If there is something that could distract you, evaluate whether or not you can truly set it aside or address it before the meeting begins. If not, and it's urgent or important enough, consider rescheduling. I don't advocate for doing this all the time for every distractor, but normalizing awareness and self-care and modeling discernment about your own capacity sets the stage for engagement and mutual respect. Keep in mind that this should be a practice available to your employees as well if you choose to follow it. During meetings, your mind will wander. So will your employees. You're human. It's okay. Your responsibility is to stay aware of where your attention is focused and to wrangle it when it gets too far from the current moment. After the meeting, take a brief moment and review how it went. Honestly assess how present you were. Consider asking your employee for feedback. I'm trying to improve how present and engaged I am in meetings, including our one-on-ones. I would appreciate your feedback. In fact, it would mean a lot if you notice me drifting or feel I'm not fully present. If you would pause and say something, would you be comfortable doing that? Awareness can keep you grounded in the moment. Connecting to purpose will refine your understanding of these meetings and your role. Why do you have one-on-one meetings? I'll share my thoughts, obviously, but it's important that you, leader, are able to answer this for yourself. I'll give you a minute. One-on-one meetings are a leader's path to developing a dual understanding of the person and their work. You use them to create and grow a relationship and to measure and manage work. They are uniquely powerful because they allow you to simultaneously demonstrate care for the individual and concern for their work. Depending on the size of your team, I recommend holding 2 one-on-one meetings with each employee each month. Use the first of these to focus on the work, project updates, new assignments, discovering what resources the employee needs. This is a very tactical meeting, and I like to see the employee drive the conversation by preparing the agenda and bringing information and questions. In the second meeting, you shift your focus from the work to the person. This is when you hold development conversations, ask about interests and aspirations, and work with the employee to craft professional development plans. Your role is to guide these conversations so your employee can own their growth. By giving equal time to the work and the person, you signal that they matter as much as their outcomes. Additionally, this approach lets you focus on one leadership element at a time, making it easier to stay focused and present. Will you get it right every time? No. Is that okay? Yes. The fact that you're seeking ways to improve means that you have begun to tap into your awareness and are striving to find purpose. Effective one-on-one meetings aren't about how much time you spend with your employees. They're about connecting. When you make room for conversations about the person and their work, that connection can thrive. Thanks for being here with me today. If any of these reflections spark something for you, a meeting you'd like to rethink, a communication habit you want to tune up, or a new approach to your one-on-ones, I'd love to hear about it. You can find me at 123ltd.com or connect with me on LinkedIn. And if you want a little more structure for your own leadership development or a quick tune-up for your team, I'd be honored to help. Next week, I'll be back with a conversation about assessing strengths. Thanks for listening.